Do you worry about asset bubbles? Monetary policy is actually the biggest concern in fueling these asset bubbles. Absolutely, and
there was lots of interesting reports now around fiscal policy and the importance of fiscal policy. But for most countries, an expansionary fiscal policy comes with larger deficits, and they are obviously mostly supported by low interest rates and hence made sustainable by low interest rates. And so it's a very interesting analysis on how this will work out. And obviously in other areas we have seen an explosion in BBB corporate bonds. We've seen pockets where low interest rates really have fueled companies using that window of opportunity to pile into it.
So do you have to actually take a bet on whether it's a cut or a rate hike?
To me, actually, both are risks to the market. Right now, if you look at the way it's priced, then there is a higher chance that the market is looking for a cut. Yep. Yet, if you look at the economic data, the latest labour market data, we are still working, in a very expansionary economic environment. Actually, Q1 has been better than expected in the US and in some other markets, and so there is this question mark on how this will work out. But the idea that markets have been looking at is that growth is stable, no inflationary pressures, and central banks in supportive mode, literally for the foreseeable future. If you change any of these input factors, then risk assets will have to, reconsider whether the valuation levels in particular or spread levels for bonds are the right ones.
So you'd first see a movement in treasuries. Does it impact bonds? I mean, what would be repriced? It's difficult to tell, right? The kind of the butterfly effect almost.
What I find interesting is that obviously rates and the short end in particular seems more bearish than equities, right? We have seen an interesting divergence happening where you wonder, who's right at the end of the day, and it's always an interesting mix if you see one asset class pointing into a different direction. But yeah, it remains to be seen, because for the time being equities have the upper hand because of the economic strength.